So we're going to start off in mountain pose. It's centering and breathing awareness. You're going to stand with your feet hip width apart and spread your toes wide so they're on the ground, planting your foot down. Take a deep breath and put your hands to your side just like this. Close your eyes for deep relaxation and take 4 deep breaths and fill up your lungs all the way up to the top of your stomach. Next, we're going to do a spinal rotation. So sit in your seated position, and from the seated position, extend your left leg first. Bend the right leg and bring your ankle next to your opposite knee. You're going to take the same arm, the arm that this leg is extended, you're going to take that same side, so for the side, the left side, and put your elbow against your knee, and you're going to turn and look and follow your shoulder. Make sure that your hand is close to your spine so you're really twisting. This is a benefit because it increases spinal flexibility, and if you would like to, you could sit on a block to make it easier if you're a beginner. Next, we're going to do lower back mobility. So you could actually stay in that seated position, and you're going to start in tabletop position. Make sure that your shoulder is over your ankles and your hips are over your knees. So this is called cat and cow pose. The benefits for this, it stretches the back, torso, and neck. And if you would like, you can keep the head in line with your torso to avoid injury. So first we're going to start off in cow pose. You're going to bend your back inwards and keep your head up. And then you're going to flow to cat pose. You're going to push your back up while keeping your arms in line with your wrists. You're going to do that a few times, keeping the pose active. Alright, so next is lateral flexation. So you can stand in mountain pose, you can start in this pose, with your feet together. Extend the arms overhead and interlace the fingers into a pose just like this. You're going to maintain the tension in the arms by squeezing them together, and then you're going to extend the torso to one side. First we'll start with the right, and then we'll move over to the left. The benefits for this is that it tones the shoulders and upper back and the upper back muscles. Instead of interlacing the fingers, you can grab the left wrist or the right wrist if you're going to the right. So now we're going to do a hip and groin warm-up. We're going to do the fire log. This is personally one of my favorite exercises because it feels very nice. So we're going to sit back down in the seated position, and you're going to bend one of your legs on the ground, and then you're going to put your other leg right on top so that your ankle is about matching up with your knee, and your calf of the top leg is matching up with the calf of the bottom leg. So you want your legs to be parallel. So you're going to flex both feet, and then we're going to stack the legs like we just did, and we're going to lean forward from the hips and keep reaching forward until it feels comfortable. You're going to hold this position for a couple deep breaths, and then when you're ready, you can switch legs and put the other leg on top and lean forward. The benefit for this is it provides a deep stretch to the outer hip muscles and hip flexors. If you like it to deepen the stretch, you can fold forward at the waist like I just did, or you can stay here if it feels uncomfortable. This is a stretch enough. Next, we're going to do our working poses. First, let's get into Warrior Two. To get into Warrior Two, you want to spread your legs deep, spread your legs apart, and keep your right leg in the same spot. So my feet are facing this way. You want to keep your right leg in that position, and then you're going to pivot your front foot so it's facing the front of the mat. Then you're going to bend forward, making sure that your ankle is in line with your knee. Now you could stay here. This is comfortable for you. You can keep your hands on top of your legs for a little bit of modification, or you can keep your arms straight parallel to the ground, gazing over your front fingers, just like this. So the benefits for this is that it tones and strengthens the thigh muscles, as well as it kind of gives a good stretch to the hips as well. So from this, we're going to go to Peaceful Warrior. To do Peaceful Warrior, we're going to get back into Warrior 2, and we're going to straighten the front leg just a little bit, lift the arm up, keep the hand on the calf, and look over to the fingertips. That is Peaceful Warrior. The benefits for this, it gives a little bit of a lateral stretch and deepens the pose for the hips. For the modification, you could just keep the arm over and give it a little stretch, or you can go deeper into the stretch just like that. Next, we're going to do the chair pose. To get into the chair pose, you want to keep your feet together, ground them evenly through the floor. Inhale, and then on the exhale, you want to bring your hands up and sit back like you're sitting back in a chair. Keep your gaze to the ground. This is a really good balancing pose, and it strengthens the thigh muscles. So if your Achilles tendon, which is this tendon right back here, is a little tight, if you're a beginner, you can put a block or something folded underneath your heels to kind of give it a little elevation, so when you sit back, you're still getting that benefits of the thighs, but your Achilles tendon aren't being strained. So next we're going to do a tree pose. So we're going to plant our left foot down, spread your toes out, and shift all the way to the left side. You're going to lift your knee up, then you're going to turn it out, and you're going to take your ankle and place it right on your thigh. This is the tree pose. If you feel uncomfortable here, you can move your foot down to your calf. Just don't put your foot near your knee. So we're going to stay here for a little bit. And when you're ready, if you'd like a deeper, more balancing stretch, you can lift your arms up and hold here for a couple of breaths. This increases concentration and balance. Next is our cool down poses. We're going to do a back bend followed by a child's pose. So you can lay down on your back, get comfortable, keep your knees bent, kind of right parallel kind of to your hips, and you're just going to lift your buttocks up off the ground and hold this for a few seconds, and then go back down and back up again. The benefits for this pose is that it increases spinal flexibility. And if you'd like a more comfortable pose, you can place a block under your buttocks right about here, and you can hold it there for more relaxation pose. Next, we're going to do a hamstring stretch. This is another cool down pose. We're going to do an upward extension feet pose with support. So the support is your hands on the side. So you're going to go back into that lie down pose, and you're just going to lift your legs up. This stretches the hamstrings back here, and it also is a really good abdominal workout. You want to make sure your feet are flexed and your legs are as pointed as they can. If you need to, you can bend your legs a little bit. That's a little modification. And that is a hamstring stretch. As like I said, it stretches the hamstrings and strengthens the abdominal muscles. Next is everybody's favorite part, Shavasana. It's final relaxation. This is usually done at the end of a workout, and it's a brief 5 minutes so all of your yoga practice can come together. So you're going to lay down and you're just going to put your palms facing towards the ceiling, close your eyes, and stay here for about 5 minutes or until you feel comfortable enough to start moving. When your 5 minutes is up, you can start wiggling your fingers and wiggling your toes and gently sit up into a seated position. That is it for my yoga sequence. Thank you.